Hi, fourth graders. This is your reading lesson for the week. You are going to receive a document that is going to be very similar to the Walt Disney one that I'm going to do as my lesson today. And you will be expected to, on paper copy, to fill out the questions. And then if you are on Google Classroom, you have a document that you will need to fill out instead. Um, we are going to begin with the different steps of the writing process, which is in your packet of everything that you are to follow. Okay. Step one, you need to number your paragraphs. So there's one, there's two, three, four paragraphs. And then as you read, you are going to use the symbol of a heart, check mark, exclamation mark. You're going to do a circle or a question mark within your markings. Okay. So let's go ahead and begin with Walt Disney. Where is the happiest place on earth? Some say it is Disneyland. Do you know the person who created this amazing theme park? Okay, first of all, I can relate to Disneyland and it makes me excited. So I'm actually going to use a check mark and an exclamation mark for Disneyland. He was named Walt Disney. Now, I read the book Walt Disney in my class, so I am familiar with Walt Disney. Same with several of you. You have read the documentary of Walt Disney in the classroom before we had to leave. Walt Disney was a pioneer of motion pictures. What exactly is a pioneer? I'm wondering that. I'm going to go ahead and just leave it circled. He also created Mickey Mouse and the Disney World theme parks. Walt Disney received hundreds of awards all over the world. Okay, so what is this paragraph ultimately about? It is about Walt Disney. So hashtag Walt Disney. Okay, Walt Disney was born in Chicago, Illinois. He was raised on a farm in Missouri with four other siblings. Walt's parents, Flora, Elias Disney, encouraged his creativity and sketches and drawings. Walt sold his first sketches of the age 7. Wow, that's pretty amazing. I'm going to put an exclamation mark there and a heart. I think that that is pretty special. What was this paragraph about? This was about his family. Okay, now I'm going to move on. After serving some time in Red Cross, Walt got a job as an advertising cartoonist. I'm not quite sure what that might be. I'm assuming a cartoonist I know is somebody who draws pictures and advertising. I'm thinking he's wanting to promote his cartoons in some way, shape, or form. This is where he marketed. Oh, now I understand what it's talking about, and created his first animated cartoon. In 1925, Walt married Lillian Bounds and had 2 daughters. Another important member of the family was brought to life in 1928. That was Mickey Mouse. Oh, that makes me happy. I'm going to put a heart there. What was this one about? His jobs. So, right, jobs here. Okay. Walt perfected the combination of animated and sound. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was created in 1937. Since then, the Disney name has gone on to produce hundreds of animated movies. So I'm going to go ahead and do hashtag animated movies. Whoops. Animated. There we go. Okay, once you go through and you do all of your symbols, you number your paragraphs, and you do your hashtags, that's when you're going to move on to your questions. Now, what are the author's feelings about Walt Disney? When I look at this, indifferent, disapproves, unsure, admires. It didn't really specifically talk about this. So when we say you need to prove your evidence or prove your answers, you might have to just explain yourself instead of finding the actual evidence in the text. When I work through this, I know it's not disapproves, so I'm going to go ahead and mark off disapproves because I know it's not that. And when I look at this, I am thinking about the paper and the article, what it was talking about. And I know that it's talking about the word amazing, right here, and Disneyland, which is exciting, and awards. I feel like all of these words kind of go together for showing proof to question number one. And question number one is talking about, sorry, I'm trying to move this down, admires. So I found my answer in paragraph number one, and I believe it's the word admires. Next one. Which sentence shows the author feels about Disney? So now I'm looking for a sentence. So once again, I have to go back up to the article and I have to find the sentence. And if I look at it, I can go, well, Walt perfected the combination. Sorry, now you have all my writing everywhere. But Walt perfected the combination in animation and sound. That right there is showing me the proof to number two. So notice how I'm putting the question number next to my proof. And then when I move down, I am also putting the evidence down here in my writing. So I know that the answer is C. And then how do I know that answer? Because of paragraph number 4. So you would work through the article, making sure you're marking your evidence and finding your proof. Now, this is going to look very different when you have to do this through Google Classroom because you can't write all over your articles, correct? So because of that reason, let me erase all of this. Get rid of all of our markings here. I don't know why some saves and some of it goes away. I'm obviously pushing something different. But if I look at this one right here, this is what your document's going to look like when you're doing it on Google Classroom and you would have to type your answers. Well, obviously you can't mark all over your paper unless you print it out. And I forgot to take out the Henry Ford or whatever. You guys are going to be reading an article for your homework, Henry Ford, not Walt Disney. But this one right here was Walt Disney. Okay, so you have your question. You would then go to your answer and you would have to type in the answer that you believe it goes with and then explain yourself. Well, this one had a lot about inferring, but I do know that it talks about all good things. And so then, and this was all found in paragraph 1. And that's what you would do and how you would fill out the document. And the same thing goes for the second one for the other reading passage. Okay? Okay.